think, Victoria, working with you was a good experience for me because I never truly understood how important it was as a teacher, professor, instructor to really listen to the students beyond just the actual coursework. And, as a social worker, I think I understand that, we are who we are, and that makes us, our most therapeutic tool. But it also, I think, who you are and what's happening in your world and in your life really impacts you as a student. And so, I think it was, I was so glad that you really approached me because I know how hard that must have been for you. So I'm just really happy, that you did, because I think it opened up a way for me to really think more about how people learn. And that I always knew that there were different strategies and different ways to help people learn. But I think what you helped me do was really fine-tune that in a way that it became natural for the class. So I wasn't doing anything, special for you, but it was creating a strategy that could possibly benefit the whole class, and maybe even those, students who, maybe more visual learners or more. So I thank you for really giving me that opportunity.
You're welcome, and thank you. As you know, I came here shortly after my dad passed away, and I wasn't planning to take the fall semester off, but with everything going on with Daddy's health, it just naturally fell in place, and he fell, asleep and passed away right before, and here I am coming in January, not being a freshman, but being a transfer student, and I felt lost coming here because there was big chunks of info that were missed from between, not saying necessarily from disabilities to my advisor, but they were completely separate, and there was info missing in between, and I felt safe and comfortable coming to you. And you don't always find that where you feel like you can open up to a teacher and say, I'm having this kind of problem, I don't know how to receive the right help. I could come and talk to you and you listen, like, here she is with learning disabilities and trying to adjust to a new college again. I just losing her dad.
Yeah, I know.
That was very comforting.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I also think it's, it was interesting to me how difficult it was for you to really get the services that you needed. And, I knew that the services were here, but I think I learned from you how fragmented that system really is. And for people who have a learning disability to then also be confronted with a system, that's fragmented, I just think that just made it much more difficult really for you to really find the services that you needed. Love about this experience is that even though I was really trying to address your needs more effectively in the classroom, I think I ended up creating a system of teaching and presenting the assignments to all my students in a way that I think broke it down better so that everybody, could do better.
Small groups in your class I found are different than any other class I've had here. Or even when we worked in big groups, it was more interaction, and sometimes we would run over and you say, that's all we have for class time today, so we started to get into our discussion so well that we could carry on and would pick up next time in class sometimes.
Because I understood that people learn best when things are experiential and participatory. And so I think you helped me really look at, whatever the concept or theory it was that we were studying, how to create a small group activity where the students had something that they had to actually kind of brainstorm and work together collaboratively, but also use, provide a way for that theory to actually be used in the practice, so how do people become poor, and how does poverty impact them? But then to have you then think about, okay, so in education, what are the things are, in health, what are the things are, and how policy impacts that. And so I think it was a way for students to really kind of get really how policy impacts people every day and impacts their work or social work, because we can only do what policy allows us to do.
you come across as someone that's approachable, easy to talk to. You always have a nice warm smile, and you have a bit of that. You are a mom, but you have that warm motherness that you feel like I could come to you and talk to you about something. All the teachers are different, but with you I felt comfortable and safe is, I know shortly after just starting the semester I had to try to find help for different issues that weren't just even in the classroom related, and I didn't know where to go, and I felt comfortable talking